Hello, dear ones. My minister's message today comes to you from Portland, Oregon, where I'm in one of my family's backyard, and I'm just so thrilled to be here, but I'm also thrilled to be sending you a message. And what I wanted to talk about is what it felt like to be a child of Tulsa, Oklahoma over the weekend when Donald Trump held his first rally there. And what I happen to know about Tulsa is about 5 blocks from the arena where that rally was held is a wonderful center called the Woody Guthrie Center. And it highlights and the wonderful career and life of folk singer Woody Guthrie, who, like me, was a child of Oklahoma. He was a child of the Dust Bowl. He was a World War II vet, and he was a remarkable folk singer. Many people believe that his song, "This Land Is Your Land," should actually be the national anthem. It's a song of welcome, of promise, of bounty, of appreciation for all that this country has to offer. So about 5 blocks from where the rally was is this Woody Guthrie Center. And like Woody Guthrie's guitar, on the side of the center, it says, "This machine kills fascists." Just like Woody wanted his music to inspire people to fight for liberation and for justice. And I grew up about 4 blocks from where that center is now. And I love that Woody Guthrie always cared about the least of these, the marginalized, and always fought for justice through his music. And I want to share a wonderful story with you. So it turned out when Woody and his family were reunited after World War II, and he lived in Section 8 housing set aside for returning vets and their families. He lived in a place in New York called Beach Haven. This amazing place was owned by a man named Fred Trump. And Woody began to recognize and realize, wait a minute, there are no vets of color anywhere in this complex, in these apartments. And he began to investigate, and he realized, I don't want to live here. And he actually wrote a song to Old Man Trump. That song was never published, and to our knowledge, never performed. But a professor named Will Kaufman discovered it in the archives at the Woody Guthrie Center in 2016. And so we have the words of that song that he wrote. And what we discovered, and through that history, we now know that Fred Trump and his cronies had an elaborate code system so that they could disguise the fact that they were denying access to federally funded housing to vets of color. It was elaborate so it could be disguised, but in reality, no vets of color were allowed access into Beach Haven. And once Woody discovered that, he moved away in disgust and wrote this song for Fred Trump. So I wanted to lift up the legacy of this important folk singer and this fellow Okie, who I love to call a member of my extended Okie family. So good to see you and be with you. Take good care and stay tuned.